So there's been a lot of talk about the incoming blue wave. Now, this is supposed to be a massive wave of popular support for Democratic candidates that are going to sweep into office and topple the Republicans. Now, there's a new poll out there that says, hey, whoa, not so fast. That actually might not happen. Now, according to a new Reuters Ipsos poll published earlier this week, there's a little bit less excitement for Democratic candidates than there was in 2016. Now, the survey found that only 46% of respondents said that they would vote for the Democratic candidate over the Republican in their congressional district. Now, that, of course, is problematic when you look at how far it's fallen. That number is actually down 9 points from 55%, who said that they would back a Democrat in a survey taken during the same time in 2016. And look, we know what happened in 2016. The Democrats all over got routed, got absolutely destroyed. Now, does that mean that Republicans are doing better? Slightly, I guess. 28% of respondents in the poll published on Monday said they would vote for the Republican. That's actually up 1 point from 2016. So, it's a slight increase. But look at the Democrats, losing 9 percentage points. That's terrible. So why the fall? Well, it turns out that millennials are just not interested in the Democratic Party. Now, Reuters notes that support for Democrats is particularly fading among white voters in the 18 to 34 age bracket. So it is white millennials that are driving this trend. Now, the poll found that while 47% of white millennials said that they would vote for the Democratic candidate in 2016, now only 39% said that they would back the Democrat this year. That number is equaled by those who said that they would support the GOP candidate. So I don't think there's that much of an increase among white millennials for the Republicans, but there's certainly a decrease in white millennial support for the Democrats. So let me get into why I believe this is happening. Now, look, I believe that some of the losses for the Democrats among this age group, or among this demographic, are people who are basically fed up with the Democratic Party for doing what it's always doing. Now, I'm guessing those people who wanted the Democrats to change are disappointed that the Democrats continue to do the same thing that they've been doing before. Now, the DCCC, for example, going in and trying to sabotage progressive primaries. Yeah, that would be a great incentive for somebody to not want to vote for that party, or continuing to raise money from large donors, or to not put progressive priorities in front of the American people by not supporting them. Or, of course, you do have the Democrats who have suddenly now embraced populism, progressive policy, that are still taking lots and lots of money. The Intercept did a great story on those who, look, I gave some Democrats credit for not taking corporate PAC money, but you got to understand that there are other ways that they can still take corporate money. So, and they can still take checks from donors. So, yes, while that corporate PAC checks, of course, well, they're not taking those anymore, but there's definitely other ways that they can still be influenced by wealthy donors and corporations. So, look, man, there's still a problem with big money in the Democratic Party, even among those who have supposedly had an evolution on campaign funding and an evolution on Medicare for all, or an evolution on whatever. They're still politicians, and so you still have to take whatever they say with a grain of salt, with a gigantic grain of salt, and you still have to follow the money. So it's that alone, I think. A lot of people look at that and go, well, sure, you're saying the right things now, but where were you when it actually counted? Where were you when, for example, Bernie Sanders was bringing up Medicare for all? Where were you when Jill Stein was talking about a Green New Deal, right? Where were you when all these progressive politicians were talking about, a guaranteed job for all, a job program, right? Or talking about a $15 minimum wage? Where were you? Well, you were on the other side. You were opposing this. And so was most of the Democratic establishment. So what makes you think that I'm going to throw in with the Democratic establishment now that you have a nice new progressive face? So, yeah, I totally get it. These are people that say, look, the Democratic Party hasn't learned anything, so why would they get my vote? When all they're doing is they're trying to pander to us. These are Dem exit people, right? Now, they never planned to vote for a Democrat because of all those reasons listed above, and the fact that the progressives were treated horribly in 2016. I have a lot of friends who are Dem exit, right? Who are like, no, I don't care. No matter what you do, I'm not going to vote for a Democrat. Fuck them. They fucked us over. Never, never again. I don't care who's running on the ticket. It could be Jesus himself. No. Or whatever the liberal, progressive, equivalent to Jesus would be. Look, let me understand. Or let me be clear, I should say, and make sure that you guys understand that I'm sympathetic to that view. I am sympathetic, but overall, I disagree with the solution. Just as I know that you guys who are Dem exit disagree with my solution, which is to take over the Democratic Party, to board it like you're, boarding a ship from a pirate ship and taking it the fuck over and making all the corporate Democrats walk the plank. I know you guys disagree with that, and that's fine. We can have a disagreement on the kind of option that we want to do. So, look, that could be a factor, right? Now, there could be another factor, is simply that millennials just don't plan to vote in the midterms. Now, that would be sad, because midterms and especially primaries are super important when it comes to change. So, now, there could be another factor as well. Part of that 9% could just be absolutely disheartened. I mean, it's been constant fighting against Republicans and Trump for almost 2 years, and what's happened? We've still gotten horrific policies passed, and there's been absolutely no forward momentum on a lot of different issues. Now, don't get me wrong. ACA is saying, okay, for the most part, sort of, but it's also being sabotaged, so I guess it's not too much of a big victory. And plus, it's the ACA, which is not even close to being a comprehensive system that is actually Medicare for all. So, not too much of a huge victory, but what do you expect? We don't have any avenues for victory, right? So, look, people are tired, I think, demoralized, and I think in a lot of ways disheartened. So maybe that has something to do with this. And I'm sure that there are plenty of other reasons out there that I have not even addressed. But the fact is that there is a sizable chunk of millennials that have decided, you know what, we're not going to vote for Democrats in the midterms. We're just not going to vote at all, at least for them. And some of them are even going to vote for Republicans. That's disastrous for the party. So what does the party have to do? Well, obviously they have to reach out to try to get these voters instead of acting like that they're owed a vote. Now, of that, there are people that will absolutely never vote for a Democrat, no matter how much they try to actually reach out. But nonetheless, I think there are people that they can try to get if they actually change their ways. Now, whether they're smart enough or savvy enough or principled enough to actually do that, well, as we've seen lately, the answer right now to those questions is, sadly, a resounding no. So, blue wave? I'm not so sure. Hey everybody, thanks for watching this video. If you want to see more like this, please hit the subscribe button below. And if you want to support truly independent progressive media, please consider becoming a patron at patreon.com/TYTNation.